I'm here to say that there are things that we do agree on. And please acknowledge that if you do. There are things that we disagree on, and when we disagree, let's do so respectfully, because I care enough to hear your side. I ask you to care when I say something that might be meaningful to the people who I represent today. My intention today is to address the honourable ministers, and I have to say, from the South African Guild of Actors, it's important to recognise that we emphatically support the Performance Protection Amendment Bill and the Copyright Amendment Bill. I will speak directly to the CAB today. It is important that we find a path to reform. And if we can't find one, then we must make one. And that's what we see presented to us in this opportunity with the CAB. I will speak very briefly about why is it so important for actors. Whereas in other industries, you have employees who are protected by the Labour Relations Act so that they may have collective bargaining. You might have the Employment Equity Act protecting employees in order to eradicate unfair discrimination. You have basic conditions of employment, UIF, and you have workmen's compensation, all of which apply to employees. What do actors have? What do actors have? Actors have contract, and that's it. So what is in this contract? Let's take a quick look. You have the MNET contract that is considered to be a complete buyout of all actors' rights. It is literally a complete buyout. Just put one signature, you're done. What does the SABC contract have to say? Well, that's very simple. They say, we will pay you as a principal actor 2% of all the productions that we license to other broadcasters or other territories. Not once in 22 years has the SABC honoured that clause in its contract. In fact, I'll go so far as to tell you that the SABC even denies that it's their own contract. They refuse to recognise that it is the SABC freelance artists agreement. Incredible. Let's then go to the film contract, which to me is the most glaring example of how actors are denied any rights to a residual income. And you will love this quotation. Let me read it to you. In effect, the actor signs away all rights to the producer to, and I quote, exploit the material throughout the universe, in perpetuity, in all media, markets and language, in any manner now known or thereafter devised, unquote. How is that for sealing your coffin? But if there's anything that you take away from my delivery, my presentation today, I ask you to remember this. Ever since the two bills were adopted by Parliament, there has been a very interesting development by the industry. Fascinating, in fact, and it's contained in the Moonlighting contract. Moonlighting Films is one of the biggest facilitation companies for international movies. What they have done is that they now deny the actor any right of recourse under South African law that may challenge the producer's unlimited contractual rights to exploitation. And that's just since these bills have come through Parliament. Industry has taken a preemptive step to undermine the intention of these bills. No, you will not find protection in these contracts. We have never had protection in these contracts, and we never will. You won't find reform in these contracts. And why should broadcasters and producers care about fairness or reform if statute does not require them to care about fairness and reform? We want the moral rights, the remunerative rights that are contained in the bills, and we want the actor to have exclusive rights that they can then transfer to the producer in exchange for equitable income. This is a progressive step that is represented by the bills. It's something that came up in the National Film Summit. And the Honourable Minister, Nasim Tetwa, made it very clear that this is our approach to social cohesion. This is why it's important for South Africa. We even mentioned, what is the fourth industrial revolution? Are we geared for change in this industry? As it stands, no, we are not. But I can tell you this, there can be no discussion about a fourth industrial revolution if we are not providing for an enabling statutory framework, and if we are not allowing actors to have rights and protection within regulations. Thank you.